What's going on, you guys? You guys are watching Florida Air Gunner 88, and we have finally gotten to the test and review of the Beeman Chief Plus 2S. Pretty sure I think that's what it's called, but our cheapest gun from Amazon. Alright, y'all, so in this video we're going to do obviously our foot-pounds of energy, our feet per second, and then we're going to shoot the ballistics head, and then our new targets that we just made from the last video I uploaded, which I painted up this morning, so check them out. You already know we got the Sony set up, our targets in our original pellet catch. I know y'all had to change my shirt because I bit into a hot dog and mustard squirted all over it. So, all right, y'all, there's a few of the pellets that we have to try out today. We've got our Barracudas, daisies I bought from Tractor Supply. This is a 500 count, y'all, $8, and I am going to tell y'all right off the rip, the Beeman Chief loves them $8 daisies. We have our Apollo. And we have our RWSs. Two different kinds of those. So we're going to get into that. And we do have our head to shoot, you guys, sitting in the bag. So we're gonna first obviously start off with our feet per second, and then we'll do our foot-pounds of energy. And at the end of this video I will tell you what I do like about this gun and what I don't like about the gun, and get into the logistics of everything and my personal opinions on it. And this is 100% an honest review because I 100% bought this thing with my own money. So let's get into this video. All right, y'all, here goes the first test. And we are going for feet per second. I got my helper with me. Come on. Okay. He's going to be doing the shooting. Can't get over here. Hold on. Okay. Ready? Yep. 846.7. 865. Right. Go ahead. 850.6. Yep. 865.9. One more. One more. 876.1. Other video it was getting like 736 and 734 and 730. So now it's doing what it says it would on the box. All right, here goes our foot-pounds of energy. Come on. Right. Yep. That is 100% wrong. There's no way it's got 33. Go ahead. Let me fix the weight. All right, y'all, so what the chronograph was saying was false. A single only hits with like 16 or 17 foot-pounds of energy. So I had to do some mathematical equationing and looking on Google, and it told me that it was, from the numbers I was getting from the chronograph, that it was hitting with 20 pounds, which is also false. So I know the gun is not hitting that hard. If you shoot it and you can tell, if you're personally here with it shooting it, you know for a fact it's not. So we're going to say 17 foot-pounds of energy. So let's go on to the next test. Oh, okay. Okay, so next we're going to do our accuracy test. And y'all, if I forgot to tell you, the gun is 22 caliber. So we've got the daisies going up first, the hollow points, the 14.3 grain. So let's see how she does. All right, y'all, so real quick, again, we are going with the daisies, and we're going for top left. You guys are gonna see it on the other camera. Oh, and we are only doing 6 rounds per pellet into the target. So 6 rounds, and we're gonna switch to, next is gonna be the H&N Barracudas. All right, y'all, on that one, this gun sometimes has an issue cocking, and I accidentally loaded like 2 or 3 pellets into one shot. So that's why it got those couple low ones, because that was a one shot. It just shot a couple of them at the same time. All right, y'all, these two right here were, I double loaded the chamber on accident. The gun sometimes has a cocking issue, like you pull it back and it doesn't cock, and you got to pull it back another time real kind of hard, then it cocks. So that was 2 pellets in the same shot because it got double loaded on accident. But that's really good, and we'll do it from 1 inch. That's a 1/2 inch grouping at 25 yards. Way smaller than the tip of my finger and my fingernail. So now we're going to try the H&Ns, which are heavier, and we're going to go for this top one right here. All right, y'all, so now we're going to go with the Barracudas, and they are 21.14 grains, so they're a lot heavier. They're almost 7 grains heavier than the last pellets we just shot. So here we go. Top right. All right, y'all, well, that did substantially very well also. Very, very well. If it wasn't for that mishap right there, that is a little bit of a, it's a pretty dang close actually. If those would have been up there, it probably would have. And regardless, you guys, that's really good. That's really good. I did not expect that. I've only shot a couple of those pellets out of it, and in Mayo it was just so windy that they were not getting that kind of grouping. There's really barely any wind today, so that's really, really good out of those H&Ns. I did not. The Barracudas did really good in the other guns, the 25 calibers I have, but they didn't do that good. So that's really good. All right, y'all, now we are going to go with the Apollo. These are 14.6 grains, so they're 0.3 heavier than the daisies. So we're going to load these up. My son's going to help me, and we are going to go for bottom left target. Now, one thing I did notice a lot about these Apollos, obviously they're very cheap, but I guarantee you a lot of them do not weigh nearly the same, because let me grab one out of here just at random. It's probably hard for you guys to see, but they leave a lot of trash in the skirting and the inside skirt. There's a lot of like a leftover cut piece of pellet that's in there. So, and you can see in the bottom of the can there's just a bunch of little slivers of lead that they left from the mold or whatnot. So we're gonna load these up and shoot bottom left. All right, y'all, and as to be expected, the Apollos seem to be the same with the other guns too, and the other calibers. They're not super bad, but they're not super great either, and what really can you expect for $8? Now, I say that, and then you look how good the daisies did. So, which are also $8, and you get 250 more than you do with the Apollos. But y'all, let's check this out. It's still my thumb. So, been 3/4 inch. Now we're going off of the one. We're going off of 1 inch, not 0 inches. So 1 inch grouping, 1 inch by 3/4. I don't know how you determine that, if you just go with a bigger number. If so, it's 1 inch. If not, it's a 3/4 inch. But I mean, it's still my thumbnail, but it's still 25 yards. So I would expect to do a little bit better than that. But either way, other guns have done worse with them. Being this is a budget PCP, it's not that bad. So on to the next pellet. All right, y'all, so now we are going to do the RWS Super Point Extras 14.5 grain. And we're gonna go for the hog in the bottom right corner. So here we go. And as to be expected, those pellets are trash. They were all over the place, you guys. From way over here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Trash. All right, y'all, instead of wasting another target on those RSWs, whatever those things were we just last shot, we still have one more of that brand to shoot. So guys, I'm going to go again for top right. We already know that we put these holes here in it. We're going for bullseye, so we know anything out of this area is the other one of the junky pelt.
90 days.
90 days?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Said his toe's been hurting for 90 days. All right, y'all, so I just told you on the other clip, but these are the Super Dome Field Line 14.5 grain. It says consistent accuracy. So it says right there on the bottom. Consistent accuracy. I beg to differ. Let's see. Again, we were going for the target we shot with the H&Ns instead of wasting another target on these junk RWS pellets. I would not call that consistent accuracy at all, RWS. Not at all. I'd call that consistent accuracy. I'd call that consistent accuracy. I would call that better accuracy. Terrible. That is definitely better than that. So the field tip point or whatever them things are, definitely better than the pointed ones, but they're both still trash. So RWS, I will never ever be buying your pellets again. You can send me some for free to try, but I ain't buying them again. All right, y'all, we're back here by the old truck, and we were at 50 yards. We've got a new target up. We've got a deer and another squirrel in the middle, as you'll see in the next clip, or in the Sony cameras clip. We're gonna go for the deer, and loaded up first is the daisies, which were 14.3 grain. But again, we're going for the deer at the top in the center, and we're shooting the daisies. All right, y'all, so there's the daisies at 50 yards. And I will say, not an excuse, but kind of an excuse, is there's a really cheap scope on there. It's a Winchester scope, but it's a pellet gun scope from Walmart. It's like 35 bucks or something like that. And I've got it zoomed into the max, and I can't even see the red dot. So I was kind of aiming center mass of his neck, but again, that's no excuse. But I definitely say it's an inch group, under an inch grouping. That's an inch grouping. My thumb still covers it, but at 50 yards, and I guarantee if I had better optics, I could get better shots. But let's see what the H&Ns do to this bottom squirrel. All right, y'all, so I was definitely expecting the difference in drop, because we're almost 6 grains heavier with the H&Ns. So that's our grouping with the H&Ns. Again, I was aiming up there, and with the crappy optic, I could not even see that red dot. But a substantial drop due to the weight at 50 yards. So you guys be the judge. Who did the better grouping at 50, H&N or the daisies? So you guys be the judge. Leave it down in the comments below, and I'm always real good at you know, answering you guys' comments or replying to you guys' comments. So now it's time to shoot the Ballistic's head. I'm going to move back up to 25 yards, and we're going to do the H&N because they're heavier versus the daisies, and see who gets more penetration. Is weight going to give us more penetration, or is speed going to give us more penetration? I think I already know the answer, but let's see what happens. All right, y'all, so I got the head set up. Now he's already been blasted a couple times in Mayo. That's the 45 hole, and out the back. But there is a pellet that's stuck in there already from our video in Mayo that I accidentally deleted the footage on. So he's got 2 shots in already, and 3, 145 hole and the other 2 of the 22 cal. We're shooting 4 times. Keep Griff around for a little while, because that stuff gets expensive after a while. So anyways, we're gonna shoot him 4 times, 2 with 1 pellet and 2 times with the other kind of pellet. All right, y'all, first this is the daisies, 14.3 grain. Then second, we're going to use the H&Ns, which again are 21.14 grain. So is it going to be speed and light, or is it going to be heavy and slower? What's going to do more? You guys tell me. All right, y'all, so I'm letting him pull the trigger, and on the first shot he totally pulled the whole gun. So we did hit it, but way off to the side of the dome. That's the one he pulled. You can see it went in his temple and back. And then the other one I was aiming here, but he's pulling the trigger from beside me, which is pulling the whole gun. So therefore we shot him in the nose, and it's about dead center of his head. And they did kind of mushroom out a little bit. Let's try the H&Ns. All right, y'all, this time I'm gonna work the trigger. H&Ns 21.14 grain. That makes such a funny sound when that thing gets smacked. So the H&Ns definitely went a lot farther. Definitely. And both times I shot him right in the eye, or right in the bottom of the eye. You can see they went pretty far back. So that was pretty cool. this head's pretty cool. Obviously it's not going to last that long the more we shoot it, but I want to at least save it to where it gets shot a few times by each gun I got. So we're going to call it a day for shooting the head, and we're going to shoot some of the targets that I made, the homemade ones, real quick. All right, y'all, well, this is the end of the video. Real quick though, I'm gonna tell you what I do like about the gun and what I don't like about the gun, and hopefully I remember everything. All right, y'all, so it is a very well built gun. It is starting to grow on me. At first I didn't like a lot of things about it. At first I did try to shoot it without, before I put the scope on here, and if you will see, I literally had to put that sight all the way over as far as it could go to start hitting where I was even close to aiming it, and it was still like an inch or so off, and there was no more adjustment left. So if you get this gun, you definitely want to get a scope. It is a good shooter. This gun did take some time though to break in. It literally took me like over 100 or so shots to get this gun broken in. It just seemed very, very odd at first, and it wasn't the greatest shooter at first. But now, I've never had to break in an air gun, but this gun I could definitely say after shooting it, I've almost shot probably 400 rounds through it. And it's a lot better now than it was under the first 100, 150 rounds, 100%. So therefore, I definitely say it needs a break-in because it literally broke in and is now a lot better. All right, y'all, for a cheap PCP, it's actually got a decent trigger on it. It's okay. It's a little heavy, but it's okay. It's smooth for the most part. I do like that it comes with 2 magazines with numbers at the top, and it's very easy to load. You just put one in, roll it, put another one in, roll it, put another one in, roll it, put another one in until it's full. I hate, literally hate the stock moderator. Very much so. I hate it. I'm not sure if that makes the sound of the gun sound the way it does or what, but this gun has a very weird sound. It sounds like there's a spring or something hitting in it. It sounds really strange, and it sounds very underpowered. Sounds because of that spring-like sound. It just sounds very funny. And if you watch anybody else's review videos, you can hear it in their videos. It sounds very odd. Okay, I do like I love the fact that it just has a filler valve built into it. You just hook the end of your speed fitting on there and it's over. I hate that they give you this cheap plastic cap though. It's kind of tough getting it on and on. It won't want to seat right, and you gotta kind of spin it and turn it and make it seat. It's just a very cheap concept, but again, it is a very budget and cheap gun. I do like the fact that it comes with sling mounts instead of having to drill and screw in pieces to put a sling on it. Having those made it real easy to put this bipod on there. It has thin mount. It has thin mounts for the scope, so you got to get like a 22 scope rings or literal pellet gun scope rings for it. It's not like a Picatinny rail to where you can get the fatter ones on there. And I put these particular style on there hoping I could see through there and go under the scope and see the sights, but you can't. Cocking mechanism sucks. Sorry to tell you, Beeman, but you have to really sometimes really pull that thing back, and you can't just do it fast. Sometimes you got to do it slow because it just won't want to cock. You can pull it all the way back, and sometimes it will and sometimes it will not cock, and then you find yourself accidentally loading 2 pellets into the barrel, and then you have to shoot 2 pellets, and then it becomes inaccurate and shoots funny, obviously, because you're shooting 2 projectiles instead of 1. It does have a nice butt pad. They act like this thing's got kick or something because it is nice and cushy, squishy. But I'm not sure what that screw does. I want to believe it increases your power, but I do not know, and I don't want to mess with it because it is good for as of right now. There was a guy in the comments on the hunting video I made of this and said that it does sound really funny, and he went and messed with the spring or whatever that's in there and he got the noise to go away. I am not going to open this gun up at all. Matter of fact, I might only do one more video with it and then it's going to sit, and this gun will become a giveaway gun when we hit 1,500 subscribers. As we get closer to 1,500 subscribers, if you care or choose to care to win this gun, I will let you know more of what you will need to do when we get closer, because we are still so very far away from that that mark. Another thing I do not like about the gun is on the box, the gun says in a 177 cal you get up to 100 shots before needing to refill, and in 22 you get up to 80 shots. Not even nowhere in the ballpark close. After 2 magazines, you're under halfway in the green. It goes white, green to red. And 2 magazines, which another thing I do like about the gun is it is 10 round magazines. So you get 10 rounds per magazine, which is really nice. And obviously you got 2 magazines. So after 20 shots, you need to go refill. In my personal opinion, you need to go refill. Because you're well under halfway of the green after 2 magazines, which is nowhere near 80 shots. 3 magazines, you're almost empty. You're literally at the end of the green going into the white. So that is definitely false advertisement, Beeman. I hope you hear me. But other than that, other than those things, it's a good gun. I mean, for $200, what can you really expect? It is a very high quality gun. It is. It's got its downfalls, but again, how can you put something out that is what this is for $200? It's sure, it's very hard to do, so of course there has to be some corners cut somewhere along the line. But other than that, it is growing on me, and it is, after I broke it in, which again I've never heard of having to break in a PCP or an air gun, but after what I feel breaking it in, it shoots so much better. And Mayo at like 35 yards, the pellets were falling short. I mean, now at 50 yards they're hitting the same spot at 25 yards. It did not shoot as accurate when it was new. There's a lot of things. I know this gun definitely had to break in because it broke in, and now that it broke in, I feel and know that it broke in, it's shooting a lot better regardless. It's a good shooter, it really is. It's very accurate, especially for the price point. It was under $200, 194 bucks on Amazon. So is it worth it? Yes. At the end of the day, at first I didn't think it was. At first I felt that when I first, till this gun broke out, until I broke this gun in, I felt like there was a lot of brake barrels, cheap brake barrels, that were better than this gun. But now this gun is broke in, it definitely, I like it way more than a brake barrel. And I am not a brake barrel guy. I used to be until I got into PCPs, and that is a life changer in itself. So you guys, at the end of the day, yes, it is a good shooter, and I really am starting to like and enjoy the gun. So yeah, that concludes the video, guys. So if you've watched till now, thank you guys so much for watching. It means the world to me. Remember, if you have not yet, smash that subscribe button and hit the like button. Please do, because it helps this channel out, it helps me out, and it helps YouTube's algorithm out as far as where to put me out and how far to put me out and push my channel. Subscribing is 100% free. It'll never cost you a dime. It is free. It's always going to be free. You'll never get charged for it. It's just hitting a button is all it is. If you find yourself coming back to this channel and you like me or my content, please just do me that favor and hit that subscribe button. It means more than me than you even understand or know. And thank you to, dadgummit, I can't remember your name, but thank you very much for the magazines you made me and sent me. For the Notos, I really appreciate it. They are great. I love them. I'm using them consistently, and they are holding up very well. So thank you very much. You know who you are, for sending me that. And someone also sent me a silencer attachment. I didn't get a name or a letter with the attachment, so I don't know what gun it even goes to. But whoever you are, thank you also. Guys, this is the first time I've ever gotten anything sent to me off any of the channels I have. My other channel I've had going for almost 4 years now, and never got a single thing sent into me from my other channel. So you two guys that have sent me something, thank you so much, because that is so cool. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Remember, as always, guys, I love you, but most importantly, Jesus loves you. He really does, you guys. So until next time, guys, see ya.